This year, let's try not to spend as much money as we usually do. You won't believe how much money almost everyone wastes every year without even trying to. Extra costs can add up to thousands of dollars that could be going into a savings account instead. That's why in this video, we're going to list 15 frugal tips you need to follow in 2022 to save a ton of money. Let's begin. 1. Unplug small appliances. You have no idea how many small appliances you leave on during the entire day, without realizing how much money it costs to keep them on. Your TV, your microwave, your gaming console, and everything in between. All of these appliances continue to use electricity even when you're not using them, mainly for instant use purposes. You can save a decent chunk of your electricity bill if you simply unplug all the small appliances when they're not being used. There are also special plugs you can buy that can automatically do this for you. 2. Stop eating out. One of the most wasteful things almost everyone does is eat out. Restaurants are businesses at their core, and to make a profit, they have to overcharge you by a lot without you even realizing it. A sandwich that you buy for $3 probably uses less than $1's worth of ingredients. Try to cook at home instead of eating at these expensive restaurants that are practically designed to squeeze every last penny out of you. If you spend around $20 a day to eat out, you'd be saving over $7,000 for the whole year. 3. Drink water. Usually, the things that get you, specifically your wallet, are the ones you least expect. Soda, carbonated drinks, and alcoholic beverages may not sound like they cost a lot of money when you just buy a can or a bottle, but over time, it really adds up. The average American spends up to $850 on soft drinks each year, and up to $597 on alcohol each year. Cutting these two guilty pleasures out of your life can save you a lot of money. One of the best things about being frugal is that it also helps us be healthy. 4. Find coupons. Grocery trips can be super expensive, but it's something all of us have to do. In 2022, you should be looking for any coupon you can get your hands on before a grocery trip, even if it means shopping at a place you don't normally shop. Go through all the newspapers, check every single coupon website, because odds are, there's always a coupon lying around somewhere. Even if you get a tiny discount, the savings can add up over the course of a year. 5. Buy used electronics. Let's face it, everyone wants the latest iPhone or laptop out there, but for the vast majority of us, we don't really need them. There is a huge used electronics market out there with websites like eBay and Craigslist, where you can buy used electronics that work almost as well as new ones for insanely low prices. Instead of spending over $1,000 on the newest iPhone, you can get one that's a few years old for as little as $400. If your goal is to save money, this is something you have to do. 6. Brew at home. Coffee shops have really pulled off a marketing miracle by convincing millions of people around the world that they have to go to their cafes every morning to get their daily dose of caffeine. Some of us need to have that caffeine boost to start off our morning, but we don't really need to spend money on overpriced, subpar coffee at Starbucks. Instead of doing that, try brewing coffee at home. Trust me, it tastes way better and saves you a lot of money in the long run as well. 7. Use the dishwasher. Water is a pretty scarce resource these days, and if you live in a drought-prone area like Texas or California, your water bill probably surprises you on a regular basis. One of the things we waste the most water on is doing the dishes by hand. If you own a dishwasher, try to only use that instead. Dishwashers only use a fraction of the water that hand washing does, and it's a lot more convenient as well. Just remember to turn off the heat dry setting to save electricity. 8. Sell things you don't use. Hoarding is a serious problem that we're all guilty of to some extent. You probably have a closet full of old clothes that you're never gonna fit into again no matter how hard you try, and let's not even talk about all the juicers, mixers, food processors, and other appliances that you might use once or twice a year. This year, try to sell the things you don't use because it's better to have that extra cash than to have these items lose their value. 9. Walk or bike if you can. You don't need me to tell you how crazy fuel prices are nowadays, and add that to the cost of buying a car, maintaining it, paying for insurance, and you're suddenly out of thousands of dollars. Instead of doing that, why not just walk or bike to your nearest destination whenever you have the chance? It's a good opportunity to get some exercise in while also not spending a lot of extra money. 10. Use cloth napkins. Buying something to use for only a fraction of a second makes no sense at all. Paper towels are disposed of as soon as you use them, and some of us are messy enough to go through a lot of them over the course of a year. Instead of using those, why not use cloth napkins instead? You only need to replace them a few times a year, they're better at cleaning up, and they can easily be cleaned. 11. Use a product completely. Many of us are guilty of not fully using a product before we buy another one. Some of us just don't want to put in the effort of squeezing the last bit of toothpaste out of the tube, and would rather just open another one, and while doing it once or twice is fine, when you do it with everything, it can be an expensive problem. This year, cut down on waste and use up products completely before you open a new one. 12. Use LED light bulbs. One of the best decisions you'll ever make in your life is switching to LED light bulbs instead of regular ones. Many of us have already made the switch, but for those of you that still haven't, switching to LED bulbs will drastically cut down on your lighting costs in general. On top of that, LED light bulbs just look so much better than regular bulbs. Better performance at a lower cost, what's not to love? 13. Cut cable or streaming. If you have a cable plan, you're probably spending around $100 a month to watch a few channels. This adds up to over $1,200 a month for just mindless entertainment that you don't need. Now add all the different streaming services that cost $10 to $20 each, there are even more costs associated with entertainment. This year, try to cut out cable altogether and subscribe to 1 or 2 streaming services at most. Trust me, you'll be saving thousands in the process. Try to use ad-supported services for free if you have the option. 14. Use cloth diapers. If you're a parent, you already know how expensive it is to constantly buy diapers only to throw it away after each use. On average, parents spend over $1,000 on diapers in the first year of a child's life in the United States, and that's just ridiculous. Cloth diapers are a much cheaper and reusable alternative. They take some getting used to, but they can be washed, sanitized, and be used until your child doesn't even need diapers anymore. It's also much better for the environment, so that's a plus on its own. 15. Make a budget. And finally, the best thing you can do to save money in 2022 is actually making a budget. Let's face it, you're not gonna save any money if you haven't planned everything out in advance. Making a budget will help you figure out how much money you actually spend, and how much money you need to spend every month. You can use it to prioritize your purchases, cut out what you don't need, and simply make a plan on how much money you can save every month. It's definitely one of the smartest decisions you'll ever make in your life. That's a wrap for the 15 frugal tips to save a ton of money. What are some of your frugal secrets? Let us know in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.